Hi, everyone. It's Adam, Chief Security Officer here at Act Zero. And today we're going to be talking about some of the top 5 abuses of large language models and AI. Up first is a deepfake. One of the things that we think of when we think of, filters on our favorite Instagram app or social media app is the ability to augment our existing likeness on something like those platforms with, little rabbit ears or dog faces. But what if you could truly just be someone else? Well, recently we've seen a lot of cyber attacks in this space, one of which notably from Hong Kong, where a CFO was conned out of $25 million by his team joining a virtual meeting as other people from the organization, but who in fact were actually hackers. This attack is pretty easy to execute. You can go to open source tools like Avatarify. You can get a picture from LinkedIn, and then very quickly you can turn into your favorite user or celebrity, or maybe one of your family members just to play a joke on them. But the technology here is something that is advancing quite rapidly. Most people probably believe they wouldn't fall for this type of deepfake technology because it's somewhat grainy. You can sort of see different parts of the face not moving. And as large language models improve, I think one of the things we're going to find is it's very hard for a user to identify these things just with their own eyes. The other interesting thing is, of course, voice cloning, where you can take, a few seconds of somebody talking and turn that into your own voice. And so as people, look at that part of the voice.
And that's something that is still in the filter that is probably going to be connected to something that we virtual video device.
Fascinating, but also somewhat terrifying. And the fix for this has yet to arrive on the market. We've got a couple of different ways of identifying this now with security awareness, but there aren't tools built into our favorite apps like Zoom or Teams that are going to be able to develop the authenticity of the actual participant beyond simply just, you asking them questions. The next abuse is jailbreaking. If you take your favorite large language model like ChatGPT and you input a very complex query to it, you can take a lot of those security controls away from the program. And then it's up to you what you really ask it. In some cases, you can ask it things that, otherwise it would not give you an answer to, like how to make methamphetamines or to develop source code for ransomware. This really shows you that the power of the large language model isn't based on what it can do, it's what it's willing to do. And what it's willing to do is really based on a bunch of security filters they apply at the prompt level. If you ask it to then, enter this jailbreak prompt and then ask it a question about how to make meth, it'll give you a pretty complex recipe to do just that. Number 3, of course, is the use of these LLMs to develop something like ransomware. Right now, you could also jailbreak and ask it to make you source code for ransomware if you want to get started, or you could take the existing ransomware source code from your favorite crypto locker and just ask ChatGPT to improve it. What this will do is it will take all those tokens and enter it into the chat, and it doesn't necessarily know that this program is ransomware. It'll just help you optimize whatever's in the library to make it maybe run faster, more efficiently, maybe change the programming language so that your favorite anti-malware program can't find it. Number 4, social engineering. What if we had a large language model that didn't require any kind of security controls to start using it? You didn't have to jailbreak it. You didn't have to, really work hard on what kind of query you were going to ask it. You could simply work on it as a dark large language model, which has no security filters. Well, we're starting to see a rise of those LLMs as well. Things like WormGPT and other types of malware-specific GPT engines that you can essentially ask for phishing emails or other types of, ransomware starting points, data exfiltration starting points, and it will start writing you the code as well. With a wide variety of open source language models to choose from, these things can be modified in a way that allows attackers to make their own malware-specific, large language models as well. Lastly is the data exfiltration, risk, where we start to see companies like Apple or Microsoft embed a lot of these co-pilots into the operating system so you can use it with your phones, photos, or documents, or other types of private data that are on the device. Well, of course, this introduces the risk that someone might be able to get access to that data in their backend, or an attacker might be able to break the security controls and get access to the data that's either been uploaded, or generate that data based on the training data that's been exposed there. We've already seen a few cases, even as GPT was first released, such as Samsung uploading sensitive source code, and then resulting in Samsung banning the use of the product soon after. And of course, in response to Apple announcing a partnership with OpenAI very recently, Elon Musk had issued a statement saying he would ban all their products for a violation of user privacy. So thank you so much for listening. These were our top 5. We'd love to hear some use cases you're worried about and what some of the tools and techniques are to help prevent them.